Fairhope is one of the most popular places to live in all of Alabama.
And to visit, but beware, it's not for everyone, so watch this video to avoid possible surprises that might make you actually reconsider moving here.
I'm Tony, and this is my wife Jess. We eat, sleep, and breathe everything that's Lower Alabama.
Which is why we're making y'all these informative videos, so you can decide if this is the place for you. This one's all about people's concerns and why you should maybe avoid moving to Fairhope.
Yeah, Fairhope is for sure a fan favorite here.
People vacation here and they fall in love.
Love in Fairhope is real, y'all.
I see what you did there. If you haven't yet, check out Love in Fairhope on Hulu. It's a new fantasy reality show that was filmed right here in Fairhope with some locals.
Keyword though is fantasy, and locals here love the show or they absolutely hate it. We're hearing a lot of mixed reviews.
Well, I loved it. I thought it was so cool to see all of my favorite restaurants in downtown right on the TV. I actually binged it in one night, so I don't really know how people hate it.
It's crazy. Well, I mean, some locals aren't too impressed with the show because a lot of the town's info being shared is fiction. Like, there's only one stoplight in Fairhope, or the population is only 1,000 people. I mean, the locals also don't like the fact that we're getting more attention because they'd like to keep things, like a hidden gem, like Fairhope used to be.
Well, secret's out. Fairhope is the top place to live in Alabama. And yeah, we're closer to 25,000 in population, which leads me to the first concern. Fairhope is still a quaint and charming town with a small town feel, but it's growing at lightning speeds.
It has practically doubled in the past decade, and some locals are so unhappy with this growth that they suggest to our municipalities that they shouldn't, or that they should limit housing and supply and, just explicitly to combat this population growth.
This is true. Now, there are plenty of welcoming people here, but you'll also come across people that aren't so joyful and supportive of the growing population. Stay off Facebook community pages if you can't handle it.
Sure.
People definitely go there and they tell you how they really feel.
And the biggest complaint is all the new construction homes. There's a lot of it. There really is. You'll find D.R. Horton and Lennar and Miranda and Adams Homes and DSLD, you name it. And they're sprinkled all over Baldwin County, and many right here in Fairhope with thousands of newly built homes.
Yeah, and there's also the large master plan community that you didn't mention, Colony at the Grand. This place has over 500 newer homes, and there's more going up in the future.
Yeah, if you don't want to live somewhere where there's just constant construction and an influx of new residents, maybe this isn't the place for you.
But really think about it. You're considering moving here because you obviously like the area. Imagine how many other people find Fairhope appealing for all of those same reasons as you do.
Yeah, which leads us to another concern, and that's home prices. You might find that you'll pay a premium for a home right here in Fairhope.
Yeah, and a same style home in a surrounding town can cost you a lot less. On top of that, home prices are just rising in general.
Yeah, the average price for a single family home here in Fairhope is $460,000.
And another cost to factor in is wind and storm insurance. This is part of your homeowner's policy if you live in Baldwin County. There's no way around it.
Yeah, not to be confused with flood insurance either.
Right, that's only if you live on the water or in a floodplain, which not a lot of people do, but it's a possibility.
It is. And insurance in Fairhope definitely falls on the higher end though. It's likely you'll think you're doing well moving here with lower taxes than, probably what you're currently paying, but you might find yourself making up for it in these insurance costs.
Yeah, we're breaking even. Insurance in general has increased drastically, and the closer you are to the water, the more you pay. It's pretty basic fundamentals.
Yeah, living in Fairhope might put you in very close proximity to, bodies of water like Mobile Bay or Fish River, or anything in between, really.
Yeah, and with that said, homeowners insurance can be a lot higher than what you're used to or what you were expecting.
Yeah, we tell all of our clients to contact multiple insurance companies, just to get as many quotes as you can on the homes that you may be interested in, so that there just aren't any surprises.
So next, just want to touch on this really quick. Be advised, this is a very conservative area, which may be your cup of tea, but if it isn't, you should know it's a town with lots of very religious and conservative leanings.
And if we're being honest, this is why we live here personally and why our phones are ringing off the hook with, other people wanting to relocate to Fairhope. Conservative beliefs are a huge driving factor on why so many people are choosing to move here. It reminds them a lot of, what their place used to be, where they used to live, or what they're looking for in an area because they've lived on the other side of that and it's not for them.
Yeah, either way, come on down and visit before you decide, of course. Fairhope is a very pretty, traditional, small, southern conservative town with lots of traditional folks. Not a whole lot of diversity here, but the people are mostly nice. No. And if you have, they're very nice. And
I meant diversity.
And if you have kids, they will be safe. You'll find good schools and no crime to really speak of.
Don't think you'll find all sorts of cuisines here. That's what I was thinking. That's probably the biggest concern of mine.
Yeah, I guess in that form of diversity. Tony's concerns are usually, can I eat or golf?
To me, those are valid concerns. And Fairhope used to be known for, retirement type of community.
A resort community.
Yeah, but since then it's been discovered. The population has exploded and also changed a little bit. Minus the food scene. At one time, there were a lot of retirees calling this place home, as well as snowbirds coming down to get away from the cold weather. But now, I say it's a mixture of all of it. So don't be surprised if you're seeing more families come in.
Yes, retirees are still here, but there are so many families living here and relocating here. The schools are highly rated and the community is very family oriented with so much to do. There are so many free events in town, so there's a lot.
Parades and activities all year round, really.
Yeah, and the best part is your kids can roam around without being tied on a leash, if you know what I mean, and I find that so refreshing. Fairhope is just crawling with kids now.
Yeah, downtown you'll see kids everywhere. They're driving on their parents' golf carts or hanging out at the pier and fishing and just going to church activities, all sorts of stuff.
Oh yeah, getting ice cream at Mr. Jean's Beans.
Or grabbing coffee at the Page and Palette.
And Page and Palette has the best bookstore in town too. There's also a toy store called Fantasy Island Toys. So don't think Fairhope is one big retirement community because it's far from it. 15 years ago, there wasn't much to do for kids in Fairhope, but now the city feels like it actually revolves around family activities.
Fairhope is not a huge city, but it is the second largest city in Baldwin County at 25,000 people, which says a lot, and they're one of the fastest growing cities in Alabama. Fairhope had a 120% increase since 2010. I always tell our people that it's a good amount of growth, right? It's not like Florida and Texas where that amount just came in overnight.
Agreed. Growth is good and it's definitely feeding our economy. Fairhope is thriving, and one of the best benefits of living in Fairhope is that it's still fairly small compared to most cities. I love how Fairhope puts a major emphasis on keeping the community charming with a feeling of living in a small town without the large, big city feel, but some people actually hate that, so it all depends on exactly what you're looking for.
Yeah, mind you, there are a lot of businesses in town, but city officials regulate it very well in order to keep the integrity of the city intact.
That's right. They put quality of life first. People living in Fairhope don't really feel the sting of big businesses or box stores. A great example is the Walmart in Fairhope. It's tucked away and well off the beaten path. If you don't live here, you could easily drive right past it and not even know it's there. So everything is really well thought out in terms of where they put these businesses in Fairhope.
And like we said, for some people, this is a concern. They want easy access to those box stores being right in town. But here, you'll have to drive to Daphne and Spanish Fort for that.
So bottom line, Fairhope isn't for everyone. But if you're okay with some of the stuff we just spoke about, this might be a great place for you to call home.
And if that's the case, you gotta call us, the #1 relocation realtors in all of Fairhope.
Now check out this video to learn more about moving to Lower Alabama.